Today, we're pulling thousands of mystery shards.
2 hours later.
Hello, everyone. Bront, CatHerder here. We're having some fun talking Raid Shadow Legends, and the portal is glowing red for some strange reason because it is not a 2x mythical. It is a 2x primals for epics and legendaries only, which is really, really lame. It is also a summon rush event. And looking at the Summon Rush event here, we have 50 teacup points here in the 1,000 mark, and then we have 3,650 up here for more teacup points here. So what I am probably going to do is I am going to pull 2 Sacreds to get these first points. And then over the course of the weekend, maybe right after video, or maybe I'll force you to watch. How's that sound, huh? Do you want to watch me pull mystery shards? No, nobody wants that. So then I can pull another, 1,600 mystery shards here to get all the way up to here. Now that sounds like a chore, and it will be, but I've got 5,000 mystery shards here. I've got 4,000 or 5,000 on the other account as well. There's really not a huge problem just pulling a bunch of these things. And now that we can actually feed them fairly quickly into each other in the tavern, it should actually be a little bit faster to actually chew through these when we can. So overall, that will be interesting and fun. It'll be an interesting new experience to explore the tavern. But we're going to be pulling 2 of those, and then in order to just appease you guys for some of the wonderful random generator content you guys want, I've got a bunch of stuff to forge as well. So we will be forging relics here on both of my accounts as well. So I am also not pulling on my free-to-play. My free-to-play has no reason to chase any of the teacup points, and I don't have a lot of shards in the first place, and I am saving up for a potential fusion. I am hoping we'll find out more about that fusion sometime today. But until I hear more about what that fusion is going to be, which I expect it to start on Monday, the 3rd of February, will actually wouldn't be the 3rd of February. It would be Monday the 10th, actually, which seems more likely because the 10th is just the right time for that to happen. So with that said, I have set up for, on this account, I would actually really like a Calvalax, and that is because Calvalax enables some interesting comps with Teox, because he can throw poisons up and doesn't even need books and just needs enough accuracy to throw the poisons up. He throws a bunch of poisons up, Teox takes a turn, Teox wipes everyone out, and you're in generally good shape. So I can actually build that team. And of course, Geomancer is an absolute goat. I actually do need to build a second Geomancer on this account. I have one built. He's in okay shape, but it's nice to be able to build one significantly faster and just kind of pour resources into him to make him fast for all kinds of other content as well, whereas one of them is speed tuned for very specific content. So with that said, we are going to pull 2 on this account. Now, I am not near Mercy, at least on this account, so that's kind of unfortunate. So we're not expecting much, but we'll pull 2. I do have Industrial Strength Pepsi right here, not a sponsor, and not see-through C here. It's there we go. Unfortunately, again, not a sponsor. Pepsi, you could be. Think of all the money that I could be saving by you sponsoring me. Well, I'm sure you get something out of it too. So, with that said, let's get 2 pulls. That is not a Geomancer. And that is not a Geomancer. I like Jorg. Jorg is, Tagore has been kind of power creeping Jorg because Tagore is more of a traditional healer, carry, reviver. But Jorg has increased attack and turn meter fill of 20%, so it's almost as good as Arbiter's skill. She doesn't do the healing, and it's only 10% less turn meter, but still very good from a progression standpoint. 3-turn cooldown, still usable in Faction Wars as well, with a 2-target random revive with 60% HP, 40% turn meter, and perfect veil for 2 turns, which is actually pretty solid. So he's got a above average revive and the turn meter boost. And he's got HP burn if you build him with enough accuracy. I usually don't. Is he great? No, particularly because, again, he has no healing of any kind. He's just a reviver. But on my free-to-play, I've actually got him paired with Tagore which is going to be a lot of fun. In fact, I was able to get floors 1 through 10 3-starred in Faction Wars and Orcs on my free-to-play using Jorg and Tagore. And I think I had Trumbor on that account. I just threw some gear on him, and I have a 4-star blessing on a Galek, which I built up to 4 stars and put some gear on him as well, and just throw a random food champ in there. And then between 2 revivers, I was able to revive everybody and walk through it. So, yeah, still a decent champion, still got usability in things like 3v3, maybe even really early arena. Not a bad champion. So let's go deal with the relics. In the relic crafting here, I do not have enough to craft any of the event stuff, and I'm not going to mix and match, because if I mix and match, I lose a chance to get anything particularly exciting. Okay, now I'm really confused. Okay. All right, something's going on here. Let's go get back out of here. All right, I did have 75. It didn't put all of them up for some reason. Weird. Alrighty, so we are going to craft these two, and ooh, I like this one. This is a great thing for anybody who puts stun, sleep, fear, true fears, provokes, petrifications, and sheep. This actually could be interesting on a Mad Hatter, because he does put his true fears out occasionally. They're going to get the accuracy from that as well. He's really good on an Armands. Could be good on a Truath, I think, is the one that just got buffed recently. There are a couple of, not Truath, I forget her name, but the Void Dark Elf. And basically anybody who puts stun or any of these things regularly and reliably as part of their kit can get additional turn meter out of it once per turn. And that's pretty huge. So I like that one. That's a keeper. And then, we got a, all right, where is turn meter is increased by 10% when one of their allies dies. This is actually pretty solid on a reviver champion of some kind. Plus you get the HP, plus you get the resistance. Overall, this is pretty solid. I may actually build one of these things for Ancora, just because I've got her with resistance as well. So that extra resistance, I think, will be very helpful for an Ancora. So, awesome. Let's go hop onto my main and take a look at the shards and relics there. Alrighty, so we are on my main, and I had to think about this one. I would love to +1 my Rhodos. Thor is amazing. I wouldn't mind plussing him or getting a duplicate of him, because he's just really kind of cool. I have already a +1 Othorian, so a +2 Othorian would be good. I don't have a Calvalax, and he's been a wanted for a while. But honestly, I think he would be the most fun and interesting to give a try on. So we're going to go for Cowlight. And again, Geo, just so good to empower and build multiples of. So I've got 2 of them in this account, so I will be empowering my second one, because my first one's tuned specifically. So with that said, let us pull 2 more shards. And again, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to pull a bunch of mystery shards. Probably not on this video, unless you really, really want to have me record that video. I don't think you do. I really don't think you do. We still do have Pepsi here. Industrial size Pepsi for industrial size luck. I am 13 or 14 into Mercy, so we've got a chance. I mean, we always have a chance, but we got a better than normal chance to pull somebody legendary. Let's get some cool gold. I would appreciate it. Let's go. And that's a Geomancer. So that is awesome. I will not complain about that. Let's get gold this pull. And that is not a Geomancer. That is a Ursine. He's okay. Honestly, he's much less worth building now than he was about 2 years ago, when he was an okay damage dealer for Skinwalkers. There's now much better Skinwalkers, so I would probably not explicitly build him, but he's not terrible. So, all right, let's go check out the forge and see what kind of relics we have. Ooh, that's right. I've got a bunch of stuff to craft here. So craft one of these things. Maybe I can get something lucky. Let's go. That is definitely not lucky. That's probably going to be food for something. I've got plenty of those. All right, got the epic one here, so we can maybe get an epic. Again, not bad. Honestly, this is probably where I was thinking about Ancora, but, you know, it's good to have a couple of these things, so not too bad. Alrighty, let us get a legendary. I would really love a Cat's Gaze. Let's go. Ooh, that is... Yes, this is actually really, really good. This is the one that basically prevents you from dying once and reduces your turn meter. I may actually throw this on Marius, because Marius, when this happens, can't die and can't get his turn meter reduced because he's immune to those effects. So I think Marius might actually get some interesting stacks of usefulness out of this. So I think that might be kind of fun. Plus it gives him some extra defense, which honestly I think my Marius could probably use. So not the Cat's Gaze, which I think I would have preferred, but a still very, very good relic. So I'm not going to complain too much. All right, so let's see what we can get here. I would like, that is not the one I would like. I would like the crit damage one. The blade, I think it is. That's it. The Talon. This is amazing. I like this one a lot. This is just really good at doing additional damage and gives you additional crit damage. So, you know, this goes on a nuker and the nuker's happy. So I cannot complain about this too much. I've got one or two of these already on a few champions. The more I can put on more champions, the better overall. So I'm not going to complain about this one. This is honestly one of the better ones for nukers in general. All right, let's go for an epic and see what we can get. We're actually getting close to being able to craft a legendary one too, so that's cool. And hey, the Molten Death Bell, as I mentioned before, this is really good for stun, sleep, whatever else. So hey, I cannot complain too much about that. So yeah, that is where we are at with these things. We have a decent number of points here. I've got enough to get this 50 points right here. Grab all the rest of this stuff here. And yeah, I'll just start pulling some mystery shards so I can get these teacup points here and finish up this here. I don't think I'm going to pull back to these masks. Maybe I will. We'll see. It is enough to actually craft one more of these relics, so that's not too bad. We'll think about it. But that is a lot of extra mystery shards, and I don't know if I'm going to have the patience for that or not. So hopefully your polls have been well if you're deciding to poll. If you can skip this event, which is either if you are not going for the Hatter Soul or you are just going for the Cat's Gaze, you're fine. And if you're just going for the Cat's Gaze, you absolutely can skip this event. So do that. I really, however, would love the Hatter Soul because the Hatter has proven to be a really good champion, and a 5-star soul is a huge deal. Plus, I wouldn't mind the Mythical Skill Tome, and I guess if I fall short, I get the Mythical Skill Tome, and that's still not bad. And some of the rest of the stuff doesn't suck, so I'm not going to complain too much. So, with that said, you all have a wonderful day, wonderful luck on your polls, and appreciate you hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. It does help support me and the channel to help it grow. Much love, everyone. Take care, and until the next video, I'm Bront CatHerder.